What if everything you believe about wealth, about money, about abundance has been wrong from the beginning? What if the struggle, the endless working hours, the anxious saving, the constant search for the next opportunity were never the real source of prosperity at all? Imagine for a moment that the single key to financial freedom is not effort, not connections, not even luck. Imagine that the one force powerful enough to unlock the vault of abundance has been waiting, silently, within you all along. And what if that force could be ignited instantly, not by years of labor or endless sacrifice, but by one single picture held clearly in your mind? One mental image so vivid, so alive, so saturated with belief and feeling that the universe itself must rearrange to obey it. This is not philosophy. This is not imagination in the sense of fantasy or wishful thinking. This is law, spiritual law, operating with the same precision as gravity, as electricity, as the rising of the sun. The moment you understand it, the moment you apply it, your financial destiny begins to shift. Think about it. Two people may live side by side. They may work the same hours, in the same job, with the same skills, in the same economy, yet one lives constantly short of money, struggling to keep up, while the other quietly ascends into freedom, finding doors opening, opportunities arriving, resources flowing. How can this be? The difference is not in effort, not in education, not in luck. The difference is in the picture each one holds of themselves. The first sees bills piling higher, debts weighing heavier, lack pressing closer, and the mind obediently molds life around that picture. The second holds an image of abundance, money in the account, ease in the home, generosity in the heart, and reality cannot help but follow. The mind is not passive, it is the architect. Every picture you hold consistently and with feeling is a command to the universe, and the universe, which never argues, which never delays, must bring into form the picture impressed upon it. Geneviève Behrend proved this truth with her own life. She declared again and again that your mental picture is the force which molds your life. She herself held an image of being taught personally by Thomas Troward, a man across the ocean, a man she had no money to reach, a man she had never met. And yet, by picturing it daily, by believing it as already real, by refusing to let go of the image, she drew into her hands the money required. Within weeks, she was on her way to England and soon became his only personal student. If one mental picture could dissolve the walls of distance and impossibility, if one mental picture could open a door that reason itself called closed, how much more can your picture of financial abundance change your own life? If she could picture her way into the mentorship that defined her destiny, can you not picture your way into the supply that frees you? Close your eyes for a moment and see with me. Picture yourself tomorrow morning, not as you have been, but as you desire to be. You wake with peace in your chest, not anxiety. You feel calm, not tense. You open your bank account and the numbers are different, larger, abundant. There is more than enough. The fear that used to squeeze your chest is gone. The pressure that haunted you is dissolved. You breathe freely because the image has taken form. You smile, not with disbelief, but with recognition, because you know this is exactly what you have been seeing inwardly, and the outer world has no choice but to bow to it. You walk into a store and buy what you need without hesitation. You pay your bills with ease, and instead of dread, you feel gratitude, because you know money is circulating back multiplied. You give a gift to someone you love, joyfully, because you know you cannot outgive the infinite supply. And every step of the way you whisper silently, I see abundance, I feel abundance, I am abundance. Why does this work? Because creation begins inwardly. Nothing has ever been made in the world of form without first existing as a picture in the mind. The bridge was an image before it spanned the river. The skyscraper was a vision before it touched the clouds. The airplane was a dream before it carried passengers across the sky. And your prosperity must be pictured before it can appear. The outer is only the shadow. The inner is the cause. What you see inwardly with persistence and faith must materialize outwardly with accuracy. It cannot do otherwise, for the subconscious mind, which receives these images, never questions, never argues, never delays. It only obeys. The image you impress becomes the mold, and your life is poured into that mold. Now I want you to understand something vital. The law does not need years. The law does not even need months. The law needs only alignment. The moment you give a clear, unwavering picture, the moment you believe it with emotion and faith, the rearrangement begins. Sometimes it comes as money, sometimes as opportunity, sometimes as an idea, sometimes as a call you did not expect, but it always begins at once. The universe is not waiting on time. It is waiting on you. You are not waiting on supply. Supply is waiting on your acceptance. The door is not locked. It is simply unopened until you declare it open with your mental image. The instant you shift inwardly, the outer must follow. So why do so many remain stuck? Because they cannot hold one picture. In the morning, they visualize wealth. By noon, they complain about bills. By evening, they worry about the future. The signal becomes scrambled. The image is not steady. It is like planting a seed and then digging it up each night to see if it has sprouted. No seed could grow under such treatment, and no picture can manifest when constantly uprooted by doubt, fear, and contradiction. You must hold one picture, one clear, unwavering image, day after day until it grows stronger than appearances, louder than doubts, more real than the evidence of your senses. Behrend insisted, hold fast to the image and it must come forth. Not maybe, not if convenient. Must, because law is law. Right now, choose your picture. Decide what wealth looks like for you. Is it money in your account? Is it freedom from debt? Is it the ability to give without hesitation? Is it the relief of pressure gone? Choose it. Fix it. Claim it. Say silently, I choose my picture of wealth. I hold it now. I will not let it go. I will not contradict it with complaint. I will not betray it with worry. I will live in it, breathe in it, walk in it. Because my picture is my command, and law must obey. This is not positive thinking. This is not blind optimism. This is not pretending. This is spiritual technology, as precise as any physical law. Every word you speak over your picture strengthens it. Every time you feel it as real, you deepen its roots. Every day you return to it, you water it with faith, and soon the subconscious, which never fails, must press it outward into your life. Persist, and it cannot be denied. To anchor this tonight, I want you to take a rhythm for the next 24 hours. In the morning before rising, close your eyes and picture yourself already wealthy. Not becoming wealthy, not hoping to be wealthy, but already wealthy. Whisper aloud, my supply is endless. I am wealth in motion. During the day, each time you touch money, spending it, receiving it, even thinking about it, pause and picture it multiplying. See each dollar as a seed, planted, returning as harvest. Smile as you release it, knowing that circulation is multiplication. In the evening, before sleep, repeat the full vision. See yourself free, abundant, joyful, debts dissolved, opportunities flowing. Say aloud, I am abundantly provided for. Supply flows to me now. This is not ritual. This is law in practice. Rhythm creates reality. Repetition impresses the subconscious, and the subconscious must express what is impressed. There are countless proofs of this. A woman once visualized the exact sum she required for a journey. Each day she saw it, felt it, lived in it. And soon, from an unexpected source, the precise amount arrived. A man pictured his debts gone, his accounts clear. Each night he saw his name free, his burden lifted. And within days a settlement arrived that had been delayed for years. These are not miracles. They are demonstrations of law. And your demonstration is waiting. Not next year, not when conditions improve. Now, the moment you align, the moment you hold the picture without contradiction. Say it now. I see abundance. I feel abundance. I am abundance. My picture creates my reality. My wealth is here now. Speak it again, louder, stronger, until every cell in your body vibrates with recognition, until doubt has no voice left, until the only image alive in you is the one of freedom, supply, joy. Speak it until you believe it, and believe it until it appears. For the law cannot fail, and the image cannot be denied. This is the one mental picture that unlocks wealth. Not someday, not eventually, instantly. Because the moment you hold it as real, the moment you refuse to let it go, the law begins to mold your life accordingly. One picture, one command, one demonstration. Hold it, and it is yours. What happens when you dare to hold a picture of abundance long enough that it begins to feel more real than the evidence of your senses? Most people cannot sustain such a vision. They begin with fire, with faith, with enthusiasm, but the moment bills arrive, the moment a challenge presents itself, The moment a friend reminds them of reality, the mental picture collapses like paper in the rain. And yet, the very essence of law is persistence. The mind that holds an image steadily, rhythmically, unwaveringly becomes the magnet for its realization. It cannot be otherwise. Close your eyes and try again. This time, do not see yourself as a beggar at the gates of wealth. See yourself as the rightful heir, standing in the house that is already yours. You do not knock, you do not plead, you simply enter. For this house, this treasury, this supply has always been waiting for you. It is not arrogance to enter, it is obedience to the law that has prepared it. Your mental picture is a seed. A seed does not question whether it will grow. It only requires soil, water, light, and time. But here's the hidden truth. The soil is your subconscious, the water is your repetition, the light is your faith, and the time is not measured in years but in intensity of belief. When you picture with all your heart, when you repeat without contradiction, when you flood the image with certainty, the harvest does not delay. It rushes forth. Now imagine this. Tomorrow morning, as you rise, you picture yourself free. Your debts erased, your bank account overflowing, your face radiant with peace. You move through the day not as a struggler, but as one who knows the law. You walk with quiet power. You speak with calm authority. You give with joy. Every moment of the day, you return to the picture. You feed it. You strengthen it. And each time you do, the invisible begins to weave the visible around you. This is the art most people neglect. They allow distractions, fears, and doubts to scatter their energy. But you, if you would step into wealth, you must guard your picture like a sacred flame. Do not let gossip extinguish it. Do not let fear dim it. Do not let temporary appearances mock it. Appearances are shadows, and shadows cannot rule substance. The picture is substance. The shadow is only its delayed reflection. Let us go deeper still. What happens in the subconscious when you picture wealth? Every nerve, every cell, every hidden habit begins to rearrange. The subconscious is a faithful servant. It does not argue. It does not resist. It only obeys. When you give it the picture of abundance again and again, it begins to accept it as truth. And once accepted, it must be expressed. This is the law of mind. What is impressed must be expressed. So if you have lived years in struggle, it is not because supply was absent. It is because your subconscious was imprinted with pictures of lack. Maybe you inherited them from your parents. Maybe you absorbed them from culture. Maybe you repeated them yourself until they became chains around your possibility. But tonight, the chains break. Tonight, the picture changes. Tonight, you reclaim the power to design your inner vision and let it shape your outer world. Say it now within yourself. I cancel the picture of lack. I cancel the picture of fear. I hold only the picture of abundance. I see it, I feel it, I accept it. My subconscious is reprogrammed. My vibration is aligned. My wealth is inevitable. Do you feel the shift? It is subtle, but it is certain. A weight lifts, a clarity dawns. You begin to sense that the picture is not something you create, but something you reveal. For abundance has always been your birthright. You were not designed for poverty. You were not intended for fear. You were shaped in the image of the infinite, and that image is supply. To picture wealth is not fantasy, it is remembrance. It is returning to what you always were. Now let us anchor this remembrance with practice. For the next 24 hours, carry a picture with you, not on paper, but in your mind. Each time you touch money, pause and see it multiplying. Each time you spend, imagine it returning multiplied. Each time you fear, replace the fear with the picture. Do not argue with the fear. Do not explain to the fear. Simply replace it with the image of abundance. The more often you return to the picture, the stronger it grows. And as it grows, life must bend to it. Perhaps you wonder, how quickly will this work? Let me tell you, the moment you align, law begins moving. Sometimes it manifests in money appearing at once, sometimes in an opportunity, sometimes in a shift in your own decisions that creates space for supply. But always, the law responds. You are not waiting for the universe. The universe is waiting for you to hold the picture steady, clear, and true. Think of the great builders, the inventors, the creators. They held a mental picture of what did not yet exist in the visible. They saw it so clearly, so persistently, that eventually the world had to bow. The skyscraper, the bridge, the airplane, the symphony, none of these were accidents. They were pictures held in the mind until they became matter. Why should your wealth be any different? You are the architect of your fortune. Your picture is your blueprint. Your persistence is your hammer and chisel. Build, and it must appear. Now let me ask you, are you willing to hold one picture for the next 24 hours without contradiction? Are you willing to refuse every thought of fear, every suggestion of doubt, every memory of lack? Are you willing to guard your mind as a sacred temple and admit only the image of abundance? If so, your demonstration is inevitable. The law does not fail. The law cannot fail. It is more precise than mathematics, more faithful than sunrise, more unstoppable than gravity. So hold the picture, live in the picture, walk in the picture, speak from the picture, and watch as your life begins to mirror what you dared to imagine. This is the secret. This is the law. This is the picture that unlocks wealth. You may wonder why a picture in the mind has such force. You may think, surely the outer world is stronger than my imagination. Surely the bills are more powerful than my thoughts. Surely the economy is louder than my faith. But let me tell you a truth that dissolves all doubt. The outer is only the shadow, the inner is the cause. What you see with your eyes is the echo of what has already been pictured within. To change the outer, you must not fight shadows. You must change the light source. And the light source is your mind. Your imagination is the projector. Your picture is the film. Your life is simply the screen, reflecting back what you have chosen to run. When you picture wealth, you are not making something appear from nothing. You are aligning yourself with a current that already exists. Abundance is the nature of the universe. Supply is infinite. Prosperity is the rhythm of life itself. Look around you. The trees produce more leaves than they need. The oceans hold more drops than can be counted. The stars scatter in galaxies without end. The essence of creation is overflow, not scarcity. Scarcity is man-made, sustained by fear, inherited by culture, repeated by words of lack. But the universe knows only abundance. And when you picture abundance, you are simply matching your vibration to what already is. You are tuning the radio of your mind to the frequency of prosperity. And when you tune it, you begin to hear the music that was always playing, though before it was static. So let us tune the frequency now. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, and imagine yourself standing in front of a vault. The vault is immense, ancient, unshakable. It is the vault of infinite supply. On the door is written, already prepared for you. As you stand there, do not ask permission to enter. Do not wonder if you are worthy. Simply step forward. Place your hand on the door and see it swing open without resistance. Inside is gold, silver, money, opportunity, every form of supply you have ever needed. And as you step inside, whisper quietly, I now accept what has always been mine. I no longer wait. I no longer doubt. I no longer beg. I picture it. I claim it. I live it. Feel how your body responds to this image. Your chest opens, your breath deepens, your face softens. Because somewhere deep within, you know this is not fantasy. This is memory. This is truth. You were never meant to be locked out of the vault. You were only meant to remember that the key was always your mental picture. Now imagine living tomorrow from this place. You wake and immediately return to the vault in your mind. You walk through your day as though you have access to unlimited supply. When you pay a bill, you do not sigh, you declare, this payment opens the way for multiplied return. When you buy something you need, you do not shrink, you affirm, I circulate this money with joy, and it returns expanded. When you see something beautiful you desire, you do not say, I can't afford it. You say, it is already being arranged for me, and I accept it. Every action, every word, every glance becomes saturated with the vibration of abundance. Do you see how powerful this is? You are no longer reacting to appearances. You are commanding appearances by the picture you hold. The law responds instantly. The vibration you sustain begins attracting matching experiences. Opportunities that were invisible begin to appear. People who can open doors are drawn to you. Ideas that increase your income arise without strain. Solutions to old problems present themselves easily, and all of it flows not because you worked harder, but because you pictured differently, because you chose alignment over effort, clarity over confusion, abundance over fear. But here is the danger. Most people picture abundance once and then spend the rest of the day picturing lack. They spend a few moments imagining wealth and hours complaining of shortage. They declare prosperity in the morning and rehearse failure by afternoon, and they wonder why nothing changes. Law cannot be fooled. The subconscious cannot be tricked. It takes its orders from the picture you hold most often, most vividly, most emotionally. One picture held faithfully outweighs 1,000 scattered doubts. But 1,000 doubts, repeated endlessly, can drown one weak image. That is why persistence matters more than talent, more than luck, more than opportunity. The mind that persists wins. The mind that pictures steadily triumphs. So I ask you, are you willing to become relentless with your image? Are you willing to cancel every stray thought of lack and replace it instantly with the picture of wealth? Are you willing to stop rehearsing your poverty story and begin rehearsing your prosperity vision? Because the truth is this: you have rehearsed lack long enough. You have repeated fear long enough. You have given years to imagining shortage. What if you gave just 1 month, 1 week, even 1 day to picturing abundance with the same consistency? What could happen? I tell you, everything would change. Let us practice now. Say these words aloud with me, slowly, rhythmically, with conviction. I picture wealth. I picture freedom. I picture generosity. I picture supply. I hold the image and I will not let go. My picture is my law. My law is my reality. My reality is abundance now. Again, louder, stronger, until it vibrates through your entire body, until the words are not just sounds but commands, until your subconscious bows and says, yes, this is who we are. This is what we live. This is the picture that must be expressed. Feel how alive you become as you speak. Feel how your mind begins to settle into certainty. This is the turning point. This is the shift. Not when the money arrives, not when the bills are paid, but right now, when you hold the picture long enough that it becomes more real than anything else. That is when the law begins to unfold it outwardly. The outer is slow, but the inner is instant. The moment you picture, the law obeys. The moment you declare, the substance moves. The moment you accept, the current flows. From this moment forward, you are no longer waiting for supply. Supply is waiting for you to keep the picture alive. Say it once more as the seal upon this practice. I hold the mental picture of wealth. I live in it. I walk in it. I breathe in it. It is mine now, and so it is. There is something remarkable that happens when you begin to live inside your picture of wealth rather than outside of it. At first, it feels like imagination. You say to yourself, I am playing a game. I am pretending. But if you persist, if you hold the image through the day, if you return to it each time your mind wants to wander back to fear, something shifts. The picture no longer feels like make-believe. It begins to feel like memory, like something you already experienced, something already true. And when that shift occurs, the law must respond, because the subconscious cannot tell the difference between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. To the subconscious, the picture is real the moment you accept it as real. And when it accepts, it expresses. This is why Geneviève Behrend insisted so often that you must see yourself already in possession of what you desire. Not becoming wealthy, not hoping for wealth someday, but already wealthy now. To picture yourself as lacking, even with the secret hope of one day escaping, is to anchor lack. To picture yourself as supplied, as abundant, as free, is to anchor wealth. The law does not ask what you want. The law obeys what you picture. The difference may seem subtle, but it determines everything. So begin to live tomorrow as though you are already the person you wish to be. Walk as though wealth belongs to you. Speak as though prosperity flows through you. Pay bills as though they are tiny ripples in an endless ocean of supply. When you speak to others about money, do not complain. Do not explain. Declare. Say, I am abundantly provided for. Everything I need comes easily. At first it may feel strange. At first your senses may argue. But if you persist, the outer world has no choice but to rearrange itself around your declaration. Think of the many people who have demonstrated this law without knowing they were using it. Someone imagines success in business so vividly that opportunities seem to find them. Someone pictures themselves in a new home, and against all odds, the way is made. Someone pictures health, and their body responds with restoration. This is not luck. This is law. They held the picture with enough feeling, enough faith, enough repetition that the subconscious accepted it as true. And once accepted, it had to appear. Let me tell you something important. It is not your job to know how the picture will unfold. The universe has 1,000 ways to fulfill it. Your part is the picture. The law's part is the demonstration. When you interfere by worrying, by wondering, by demanding details, you weaken the image. But when you hold it calmly, persistently, without anxiety, the law arranges the outer world with precision. Money may come from sources you never expected. Opportunities may appear in ways you could not have planned. The right people may walk into your life at the perfect moment. The details are not yours to control. The picture is yours to hold. Release the how and trust the law. Say within yourself now, I hold the picture. I release the details. I trust the law. My picture is enough. My faith is enough. My abundance is certain. Imagine for a moment what would happen if you truly lived one whole day like this. One day where every thought of lack was instantly replaced with your chosen image of abundance. One day where you refused to complain, refused to doubt, refused to tell the story of struggle. One day where your mouth spoke only words of supply, your mind pictured only scenes of freedom, your heart felt only gratitude. Can you imagine how quickly the vibration of your life would shift? Can you imagine how fast opportunities would find you? Can you imagine how doors that seemed locked would suddenly open? Because one day of complete alignment is more powerful than years of scattered effort. This is the secret most never discover. They dabble, they try for a few minutes, a few hours, maybe a day or two, but when results are not instant, they give up. They return to the old picture, the old words, the old vibration, and so life returns to the old reflection. But you, if you would live in abundance, you must refuse to return. You must be steadfast. You must say, no matter what I see today, I hold the picture. No matter what my bank account says, I hold the picture. No matter what others believe, I hold the picture. And when you hold it, the law bends reality around you. There is great power in repetition. Do not underestimate it. One clear picture repeated faithfully each day becomes stronger than any doubt. Each time you visualize, each time you affirm, each time you feel abundance as already yours, you deepen the groove in your subconscious. And soon the groove is so deep, the picture so established, that nothing can uproot it. At that point, manifestation is inevitable. It cannot be stopped. It must unfold. Let us anchor this with practice. Close your eyes now and see yourself at the end of this month. Bills paid, money left over, opportunities lined up, freedom in your chest. Picture it so vividly that your body reacts as though it were happening now. Smile, breathe deeply, let your shoulders relax, let your heart open. Whisper softly, I accept this picture. I live in this picture. It is already done. Hold it, feel it, do not let go. For each time you do this, you plant the seed deeper, and each time you plant, you come closer to the harvest. Do not ask when, do not ask how, simply know that the seed must grow, the picture must express, the law must obey. This is your task, to hold the mental picture faithfully, daily, rhythmically, until it becomes more real than any shadow of lack. This is your authority. This is your power. And once you master it, there is nothing the world can deny you. Wealth will not be chance. Abundance will not be luck. Supply will not be struggle. They will be the natural consequence of the picture you dared to hold. Do you realize the extraordinary privilege you carry even now? You have within you the ability to rewrite the entire script of your financial life with nothing more than imagination and persistence. Most people spend their entire existence trying to change their outer world, jobs, locations, strategies, investments, without ever addressing the cause. But the cause is always inward. The outer is the shadow. The inner is the source. And the source is the picture you dare to hold. Geneviève Behrend often reminded her students of this one truth. Your thought is creative, not sometimes. Not only when conditions are favorable, always. Thought is the mold, and life must pour itself into that mold. When you hold the mold of lack, you experience lack. When you hold the mold of abundance, you experience abundance. The law does not discriminate. It does not choose. It only reflects. This is why you cannot afford to hold a casual picture. You cannot afford to allow your mind to wander in fear, to indulge in constant worry, to repeat the story of poverty. Every thought is a seed, every picture is a command, and every command must be obeyed. Think of a sculptor with a block of marble. The marble is neutral. It has no opinion, no preference, no resistance. It simply takes the form the sculptor chooses. If the sculptor carves chaos, chaos appears. If the sculptor carves beauty, beauty appears. The subconscious mind is exactly the same. It is neutral. It has no preference, no morality, no hesitation. It simply takes the form you repeatedly impress upon it. If you carve lack into it, lack appears. If you carve wealth into it, wealth appears. The subconscious is your sculptor's chisel, and imagination is the hand that guides it. This is why it is not enough to wish for abundance. Wishing leaves the picture vague. Hoping leaves the image unstable. But when you visualize with clarity, when you see the picture vividly, when you repeat it daily, when you add feeling and faith, then the subconscious is impressed with precision. And once impressed, the outer world must eventually reflect it. Say this with me now. My thought is the mold. My picture is the command. My life obeys my vision. Wealth is my decision. Supply is my decree. When you repeat such declarations, you are not trying to convince the universe. The universe already knows the law. You are convincing yourself. You are training your subconscious to accept the truth, and once accepted, it will begin arranging circumstances, opportunities, and resources in ways you could never have planned. This is why the law feels miraculous. It is not that miracles violate law. It is that miracles are the perfect fulfillment of law, operating beyond the limits of your conscious planning. Imagine for a moment that you are walking through your day. You go to the store. You buy what you need without hesitation. You receive change with gratitude. You tip generously. You pay bills with a smile. Each act becomes a reinforcement of the picture of abundance. Instead of fear, you choose faith. Instead of doubt, you choose decree. Instead of complaining about what you do not have, you affirm what you do have and declare what is on its way. This is how the picture becomes living. This is how the law is activated. Now let us address one of the greatest obstacles: contradiction. Most people cancel their own pictures without realizing it. In the morning, they affirm abundance, but by afternoon, they complain of bills. At night, they visualize wealth, but in conversation, they repeat the story of lack. This creates confusion in the subconscious. It is like planting a seed and then digging it up each evening to check if it is growing. The soil cannot work like that. Neither can the law. You must plant the seed once and water it daily with faith, never digging it up with fear. So I ask you, how many times today have you contradicted your own picture? How many times have you declared abundance in meditation only to complain of lack in conversation? How many times have you affirmed wealth privately only to repeat the story of struggle publicly? Every time you do this, you delay the harvest. Every time you do this, you scramble the signal. This is why persistence and consistency are everything. Hold the picture. Protect the picture. Refuse to contradict the picture. Say within yourself now, I refuse to cancel my wealth. I refuse to contradict my abundance. I refuse to rehearse lack. My picture stands. My decree is firm. My supply is inevitable. There is another secret that few understand. The emotional charge of your picture matters. It is not enough to see it faintly. You must feel it. You must enter into the state of already having. You must breathe the relief, the joy, the gratitude as though it were happening now. For the subconscious is moved not by logic, but by feeling. Feeling is the stamp that seals the picture into place. A faint image with strong feeling will manifest faster than a vivid image with no feeling. So whenever you visualize, add emotion, add gratitude, add relief, add joy, smile, laugh, cry if you must. Let your body feel the reality of what you picture. This is the language the subconscious understands. Think about this. How many times have you worried about something that never happened, yet your body reacted as though it were real? Your heart raced, your stomach tightened, your mood shifted. That is the proof that the subconscious treats vivid imagination as reality. And if fear can do this, why not faith? Why not abundance? Why not wealth? If your body can react to imagined fear, it can just as easily react to imagined freedom. And once it reacts, the law begins moving the outer world to match the inner vibration. This is the challenge: to use your imagination wisely, to picture deliberately, to feel abundantly, to speak faithfully, to persist consistently. If you do these things, the law cannot fail you. It has no choice but to obey. So from this moment forward, commit to living inside your picture. Refuse to step outside into the old story of lack. Each time fear arises, replace it with your chosen vision. Each time worry whispers, answer with decree. Each time lack tempts you, return to the picture. This is your practice. This is your discipline. This is your wealth. Now let us anchor this once more. Close your eyes. See your future self, abundant, free, joyful. Walk through your day in that state. Pay bills with ease. Give generously. Receive gratefully. Smile. Feel the certainty of supply. Whisper softly, I live in my picture. I persist in my picture. I am my picture. Wealth is mine now. Hold this feeling. Hold this truth. And as you do, know that the universe is already rearranging. The unseen is already moving. The law is already at work. Your part is to persist. The law's part is to manifest. Together, you and the law are co-creators of abundance, and nothing in heaven or earth can prevent your demonstration once you choose and persist. Now let us bring everything together. You have learned that your mental picture is the mold of your life. You have seen that every thought is a seed, every word a decree, every feeling a stamp upon the subconscious. You have realized that the outer world is not cause but effect, not power but shadow. And you have begun to understand that the true power lies not in effort, not in chance, not in luck, but in the inner image you dare to sustain. This is not philosophy, this is law. It is as precise as mathematics, as reliable as sunrise, as unbreakable as gravity. Think of the many years you may have lived rehearsing lack. Think of the pictures you held unconsciously, pictures of debt, pictures of struggle, pictures of fear, and see now how faithfully the law obeyed them. Your life reflected exactly what you pictured, whether you knew it or not. There was no judgment, no punishment, no cruelty. Only law, only reflection, only obedience. And if the law has been so precise in reproducing your fears, imagine how precise it will be in reproducing your faith. If it has reflected struggle so perfectly, imagine how perfectly it will reflect supply once you dare to picture it. This is why tonight marks a turning point, because tonight you stop rehearsing lack. Tonight you stop picturing fear. Tonight you cancel every agreement with poverty, every covenant with struggle, every image of limitation. And tonight you choose the one mental picture that unlocks wealth. You choose to see yourself abundant, free, overflowing, generous. You choose to see bills paid, debts dissolved, opportunities multiplied. You choose to see yourself walking in peace, breathing with ease, giving with joy. And you choose to hold this picture until it becomes the only picture your mind knows. Let us seal this decision now. Say aloud with me, I cancel the picture of lack. I release the picture of fear. I choose the picture of wealth. I hold it faithfully, daily, consistently. My picture is my law is my life, and my life is abundance now. Feel how your body responds to these words. Your shoulders lift, your breath deepens, your chest opens, because you are aligning with truth. The truth that wealth has always been yours. The truth that abundance has always surrounded you. The truth that the vault of supply was never locked, only unopened. And the key was always in your hand, the picture you dare to hold. Now imagine living the next 24 hours in this state. You wake in the morning and immediately see yourself free, supplied, abundant. You walk through the day, and each time you handle money, you picture it multiplying. Each time you spend, you picture it returning. Each time you fear, you replace the fear with your chosen vision. Each time you speak, you choose words of supply. Each time you think, you return to the image of abundance. And one day lived like this can change everything. One day lived in alignment can shift your vibration so powerfully that the universe must respond. And when it responds, you will see evidence, maybe in money received, maybe in opportunities, maybe in relief, maybe in peace. The evidence will appear not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. This is how wealth is created. Not through grinding, not through struggle, not through fear, but through alignment. Alignment with law, alignment with truth, alignment with the mental picture that unlocks supply. So I ask you, are you willing to live this way? Are you willing to discipline your mind as faithfully as you care for your body? Are you willing to guard your picture as carefully as you guard your possessions? Are you willing to speak only words that align, to imagine only images that uplift, to feel only feelings that empower? Because if you are, then nothing can stop your abundance. The law will obey, the universe will arrange, supply will flow. Remember this: one picture held with faith is stronger than 1,000 doubts. One decree spoken with authority is louder than 1,000 complaints. One day lived in alignment is more powerful than years of scattered effort. Do not underestimate the power of persistence. Do not underestimate the force of imagination. Do not underestimate the law, for the law is already at work. The law is already moving. The law is already reshaping your life according to the picture you dare to hold. Now let us close with one final visualization. Close your eyes if you can, breathe slowly, and see yourself tomorrow morning. You open your bank account and the numbers are different. There is more. There is peace, there is freedom. You smile, you breathe with relief, you pay bills easily, you give joyfully, you receive gratefully, you walk through your day with calm authority. You live as one who is already supplied, and as you see this, whisper aloud, I see it, I feel it. I accept it, it's mine now. Hold this image, feel it in every cell of your body. Let it saturate your subconscious, let it rewrite every old picture of lack. And know that the moment you hold it, the law obeys it. The outer must rearrange, the shadow must reflect the substance, and the substance is your picture. Say it one final time with me, with all the authority of your spirit. I hold the mental picture of wealth. I live in it. I walk in it. I breathe in it. My picture is my law. My law is my life, and my life is abundance now. And so it is. If you have stayed with me from the very beginning, through every picture, every affirmation, and every decree, then you already know this. You are not the seeker of abundance. You are its source. Write in the comments, I am wealth unlocked, because I want to recognize those who went the full journey, who didn't just listen for a moment, but allowed the law to rewrite their entire vibration. The connection we've built across these minutes together tells me that a simple like on this video is not just a gesture, it is a ripple. That one act helps this message reach another soul who is ready, just as you were, to step into freedom and supply. And if you felt the shift tonight, if something inside you said, this is my truth, then I invite you to subscribe, not as a casual click, but as a covenant with yourself, a decision to continue walking in wealth consciousness, day after day, video after video.